Hey, what's up, everyone? You're here with Goran, Kirk, and Jack. Thank you for joining us. It's Saturday, it's May 17th, and we are finishing off the two leagues that we have on the schedule. We have Bundesliga full slate, we have French League One also full slate. Of course, we won't be doing all of the games, but there's still like 14 games in this video, including that FA Cup finale between Crystal Palace and Manchester City. We also have premium picks. They're up on the PickDawgz.com website. Simply click the links in the description. Get on board, guys, and let's win some money together. Now, let's get into this, guys, real quick. Kirk, I'll kick it off with you. Heidenheim and Werder being the first game. Heidenheim needs a win here, and they need a bigger win because simply the win is not going to be enough. Plus, they need some other results to go their way, such as Hoffenheim losing to Bayern, maybe even St. Pauli dropping points at home. But regardless, Heidenheim will stay in that playoff spot, at least in that 16th place.
I mean, they're not going to go up to 15th unless Bayern beats Hoffenheim like 5-0. Heidenheim wins this game. With that being said, I don't know really. Werder, they should be able to get on the scoreboard. Heidenheim, they should as well. I'll just take both teams to score and over.
Yeah, even if Werder wins this game, they're just not getting to that sixth place, which is the Conference League spot, because they're -6 goal difference and Mainz is +12. So that's just not happening for them, Jack. I will also take goals in this one. Both teams to score over 2.5, -145.
Yeah, it's a motivation thing for me here. I think if we consider Bremen to be the most likely team to score first, I just fear that Heidenheim perhaps maybe just give up a little. So I'm preferring to go with the over 3 instead of both teams to score an over 2.5. I could easily see a 3-0, 4-0 to Bremen here, to be honest. Last game of the season.
3-0, 4-0.
Yeah, I could.
You got to check your vitals or something.
All right.
Off to the next one, Jack. Mainz and Leverkusen. Now, Mainz are pretty decent favorites at home in this game simply because they need a win out of it.
So why not take the -2.5 then?
Just because I'm pushing the money. I think the -2.5 is like -220.
-2.5?
No, not the over under, like the minus.
Over 2.5 I was talking about. It's kind of restricting my potential to win, you know? I look, when I say I think this is going to happen, I'm not saying it's 100% going to happen. I'm going to leave my bets open for other options to happen, you know? Maybe Heidenheim score 2. My bet's still live. If I went Bremen -1.5, I'm not live anymore, you know? So I keep my options open, but I have a vision for the game.
There you go. Now, what about this next game, Jack? Mainz and Leverkusen. Like I said, Mainz needing a win here doesn't mean they're going to get it because this is the last game for Xabi Alonso as the Leverkusen coach, and he would certainly like to say goodbye with a nice win on the road.
Yeah. That being said, there's a lot more to play here for Mainz, isn't there? So yeah, it's going to be an exciting last probably 15 minutes. You know, there's going to be some goals across all of these Champions League / Europe games in the last 15 minutes that are going to be twists and turns. I just like Mainz here. Even if it's 1-1 late, Leverkusen, they're not going to be really attacking. They're going to be defending because Mainz are going to be pedal to the metal. So give me Mainz.
You know what scares me here is the fact that Leverkusen is actually still undefeated on the road. So they might want to keep it that way, you know, just get some, I guess, something positive going their way since they haven't won the title, Kirk. I don't know. I'm gonna go with the first half draw in this one, +155. I don't think Mainz will be too eager to attack from the start. I think they'll be waiting for their opportunity and just be patient, at least in the first half, and maybe go on the counter attacks more than just attack.
Yeah, there's no way Mainz wins this game. Xabi Alonso's last game for Leverkusen. At a minimum, they draw this game. Mainz is way too heavily favored. I don't really care what Mainz have to play for in this game. Leverkusen's the better team. Mainz have only won one of their last 5 games. Leverkusen have also only won one of their last 5 games, but I'm going to go with the better team at a good price on the double chance.
Now, Kirk, in the next game, you and I are going against each other heavily. Dortmund and Kiel. Dortmund right now is in that Champions League. Well, actually, they are in the Europa League spot. They need a win here to have a chance at the Champions League. And on top of that, they need Freiburg to drop points against Eintracht at home. But you know what? Dortmund is on the roll right now. So what do you have?
Yeah, I think it's a situation of where they take this game for granted early, and kind of like they do with weaker sides. I think Kiel really last game in the Bundesliga, they're gonna come out and they're gonna be up 1-0, 2-0, 2-1 at halftime. Dortmund probably comes back and wins the game and makes the Champions League, but I think Dortmund here, they're going to get way too content early. And at the price, I'll take them on the first half money line at plus 1,300.
Yeah, I mean Dortmund score 17 goals in their last 5 games, so they're scoring quite a lot. They're also conceding quite a lot as well. But Kiel is missing so many players right now, and it's very hard to bet against Dortmund. Unfortunately for Dortmund, Jack, they're no longer dependent only on themselves. Like I said, they need Freiburg to draw points.
Well,
And
Frankfurt loses, and Dortmund wins 2-1 or 3-1. They'll be in the Champions League over Frankfurt.
That is true. They need to win by at least 3 goals because, well, not necessarily by three, because if Eintracht loses, depends on how much. Then again, there's that goal difference that we always have to consider. Since Jack Dortmund has plus 17 and Eintracht has plus 20 at the moment, so that's gonna be a big game between Freiburg and Eintracht. But what do you have in this one?
That right there is exactly the reason why it's like minus 300 on Dortmund's over 2.5 team total. Because Dortmund have to go and score. They can concede too, but as long as they score 5, they're fine in that sense. So, yeah, really tough to really get on either side with Dortmund, either betting side with Dortmund here. For me, I'm looking at the atmosphere of this game. Kiel, they might just be one of those little troll teams on the last game of the season that just feel like they want to make it hard for Dortmund. So maybe they do that. Maybe tensions rise. Give me the over 3.5 cards here at plus money. I think we get some yellows early if Kiel can keep Dortmund at 0.
Yeah, and we saw all sorts of prices on the over 2.5s in the past, but minus 835 on the over 2.5 in this game is just ridiculous. I'm gonna take Dortmund minus 1.5 in first half, plus 121. I think the simplest and the easiest way to go about this game for Dortmund is to attack from the beginning and get to the score sheet early. Just get the job done so you don't have to worry much as you approach the end of the game. St. Pauli and Bochum is the next one. I'm gonna keep it simple here, guys. I'm gonna take St. Pauli on the money line here, Jack. I mean, they are safe. I want to say they are sitting 14th right now, and even if Heidenheim wins their game, they are just not getting over St. Pauli, who has way better goal difference. And Kiel, actually Bochum, they have been done for pretty much for a while in Bundesliga.
Yeah, I think the key for me is, and as I've learned this season, thanks to Kirk, St. Pauli's home fans are very good. Maybe the results haven't really reflected that. But last game of the season, you're at home. It's always kind of a celebration, a send off. See you next year. So I think St. Pauli finished this game strong in the second half at close to even money. Give me them on the money line here. Bochum as well. They've conceded the most second half goals in the league. So yeah, that's another little incentive if you want to go with me.
Kirk?
I mean, it's crazy. Pauli have scored the least goals in the league, but they've also conceded the second least. Bayern's the only team that's conceded less. And I mean, the problem is scoring. It's clear. I mean, they have a good defense. They play good tactics. Last game of the season, and now Haas Fouls coming back into the first Bundesliga. I mean, it's gonna be a rivalry next season. It's gonna be like an El Clasico, but on steroids. I mean, that's
How
one.
many years was it? Like 5 or 6?
I think 7.
7?
Yeah, it's gonna be El Clasico on steroids. I mean, it's just gonna be crazy. But I think they get a win here at the end of the season. Bochum let me down, didn't make that playoff spot, so we'll see you in 2027, Bochum.
Yeah. Now, Kirk, Leipzig and Stuttgart. This is a big, big game for Leipzig. They need a win out of this game. If they want to have any chance at Europe next season, whether it's a Conference League or the Europa League. Well, not the Europa League, really. They need a big win out of this one because they have +6 goal difference, and then Dortmund has +17. But Stuttgart, they're way more focused now on that DFB Pokal finale they have next week.
Yeah, yeah, it's got to be Leipzig for me here at home with something to really play for still, and they have been the better team this season. I'll keep it simple, Leipzig for me.
Yeah, and it's even money. I mean, at this point in the last game of the season, you simply have to go with Leipzig. And then again, Stuttgart is missing like 4 or 5 players that would probably be in the starting 11 if they are healthy. Jack, what are you taking in this one?
Yeah, this is the least favorite game for me on the Bundesliga card. I'm not betting this game. Just to make that clear, after last weekend's antics. But yeah, I don't know. Leipzig, not touchable for me. No winning for. Although they should win this game, I agree. I don't like my money with it. I'd rather just take the data, and the data says Stuttgart most corners. Leipzig have not had most corners in their last 5 straight, so I think Stuttgart can win on the corners here on data, but I'm not betting it myself.
What happened last weekend?
Let's not go
I'm
there.
just wondering.
No, we spoke about, you said yourself, I don't bet all these games. You can choose to take them. That's what I'm referencing.
Yeah, that rant.
Kirk, this has to be the biggest game of the day in Bundesliga. Freiburg and Eintracht.
Eintracht knows if they get a point, they're safe for the Champions League. That's all there really is to it. I think they're the better team. Freiburg is at home. They'll have their home fans. But Frankfurt on the double chance for me. I just think they're the better team and that they don't have to play for a win like Freiburg does.
I mean, there's a world where both of these teams get into the Champions League, right? That is if Dortmund loses at home, which
So there
is
is no
something
world.
that
There is no world.
we've seen stranger. Dortmund usually chokes at the end of the season.
By 1 and Frankfurt loses by 1, they'll both be in.
Yeah.
Who? Both.
Freiburg and Frankfurt.
It's not that unlikely. I bet you Dortmund's still on the outside looking into.
You think about it though, Dortmund, they're not going to be 0-0 at like 85 minutes. If they're 1-0 up with 20 minutes to go, they're sending centre backs up front.
Yeah. It's gonna be a fun end of the season in Bundesliga, guys. It's gonna be super exciting. This battle for the Champions League and the rest of the European spots is insane. I'm gonna take over 4.5 cards in this one, +100. I think this one could get a little bit chippy, especially if this either team won't be happy with the result, Kirk. But did you give us your pick?
Of course.
Did you? Okay then. What are you taking, Jack?
Just give it a draw here. I think Freiburg. Again, I'm visioning this game. I think Frankfurt are going to be at least they get through Champions League with a tie here. So a tie doesn't concern Frankfurt at all. It concerns Freiburg, and Freiburg are looking at this game. Well, these guys are going to be happy with a draw. We have to play to win, and I don't think they're going to be able to. I think Frankfurt scrape a draw here, and I'm happy to take the draw. One of my most confident draws of the season, probably.
Freiburg has actually been playing pretty well. I mean, 4 wins out of their last 5 games. And I mean, the last, 3 home games, Freiburg hasn't beaten Eintracht. So I don't know. It could go either way.
Remember
it's going to
when
be a fun one.
Remember when I said take Freiburg, and then I said like a month ago take Dortmund? Well, if you took both of them when I said it, you'll be one of the two is definitely making it, so you'll be making decent money.
Yeah. The last game of the day in Bundesliga that we have to talk about here, guys, is between Hoffenheim and Bayern. And it's a game that won't change anything standings wise, but it's still Bayern. They won the title last season. They deserve, I guess, a spot in this video since
Last
it's the
season,
last game day. What?
they didn't win it last season.
I meant to say they won it last week. Sorry. They won the title last week. That's what I meant to say. Okay.
2 weeks ago,
Uh 2 weeks ago? No, it was last week when they were
was it?
crowned.
No, it was 2 weeks ago when Freiburg tied Leverkusen.
Okay, yeah, but last week they did get the trophy because they were at home then. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Hoffenheim, I mean, if Heidenheim wins, Kirk and Hoffenheim loses by like 3 goals, 4 goals to Bayern. I mean, Heidenheim could give themselves a chance of getting above that playoff spot.
Heidenheim's losing 3-4-0, remember? Uh, I don't care what happens in this game. Muller, anytime goal scorer for me. Last game for the legend, it's plus 160. I mean, Bayern could lose this game 7-1 as long as Muller gets on the score sheet. Everyone on the team is happy, so give me that. It's going to be a premium, so you get a freemium.
Yeah, he's gonna be taking all the free kicks, the penalty kicks, if there are any. He's gonna be taking like 16 shots in the game. So at plus 160, I mean, how do you not take that? Like as a free pick, as a premium pick, as whatever. Just put a house on it, I guess. I'm gonna go with the over 3.5 goals, minus 147. I mean, that's super juiced, but that's the best I can take out of this game. Maybe over 1.5 goals in the first half. Even that is probably around what, minus 130 or something like that. What do you have, Jack?
Give me the -1 Bayern first half here. Just to put into perspective, St. Pauli have scored 28 goals this season. We spoke about. Hoffenheim have conceded the same amount of goals in the first 30 minutes this season of games. So give me Bayern at Bayern -1. They'll want to get off and send the fans off on a high here.
That's it for Bundesliga. Off to the French League One, where we have some games that are still in question, as far as some teams that are still in question where they're going to end up the season. Lille and Reims, Jack. Lille right now in the Europa League spot, same amount of points as Nice in that Champions League qualification spot above them. While who do they play? They play against Reims. I mean, they could still get relegated if they don't get anything out of this game. They could at least end up in that playoff spot, though.
They could. For me, I mean, the interesting thing with this game is that the away side has won the last 3 head-to-heads, which is obviously not good for Lille when they're looking at a -286 price right now. But it doesn't really concern me. I think Lille are just going to be solid at home here, especially early. They come out the blocks faster usually than Reims do. I find Reims scoring a lot more in the second half than the first. So give me Lille in the first half money line. I'm not too concerned about how this one ends.
Well, I'm not sure you were correct, though, at the beginning, Jack. You said that Reims won the last 3 games in the head-to-head.
No, the road team has won the last 3
Oh,
head-to-heads.
okay. Yeah, they did. Uh, I don't know what to think about this Lille team. They could have gotten the job done last week against Brest. They haven't even scored a goal, Kirk. In this one, I think they might win this game, and I'm taking both teams to score. I think that Reims has still something left to play for.
Yeah, if I were to bet this game, it'd be on Lille -1.5, but I don't know if there's really any incentive for me to bet this game whatsoever. Both teams have something to play for. As you said, Ream could still get that relegation spot, so I don't really know what team we're going to see. If we're going to see a Lille masterclass or if we're going to see a Lille shithousery, so I don't know. I'll take Lille on the -1.5 if I had to bet it. So guys, if this doesn't hit, you don't need to go crazy. I didn't bet it myself.
Now, Kirk, here's your favorite team, Nantes and Montpellier.
You call half
Montpellier
the
is
league
down.
my favorite team at this point.
What?
You call half the league my favorite team.
Yeah, because you keep calling them the world beaters and I don't know what, the hottest teams in the world. And
Well, Nantes is the hottest team in the world currently.
well, I mean, even with the loss here, they could still be safe. It's gonna be depending on Le Havre and Saint-Etienne, but they have a way better goal difference than both of those teams. So I want to say that Nantes is pretty safe. But just to be safer, do you think they get a win out of this one?
I don't know. At the price, it's a little bit scary when you price the hottest team like this. I mean, they know something's up. I'd either. I don't know. I'll take both teams to score. I could see Nantes and both teams to score. I think Montpellier, they've only scored 23 goals all season. I mean, that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad.
Yeah.
I'll give them a charity case here, and I'm gonna have them score. So give me both teams to score. It just
I
seems
mean,
like
they've scored 6 goals on the road in 16 games. That's
yeah,
just not good.
seems like a game they have to score. Last game in the McDonald's League until they go down to the Burger King League. So let's give them one more McChicken.
Uh, Now, Jack, you're going with not to the money line. I personally am going to push it just a little bit further just to get some more value out of it, I guess. Not to win and over 1.5 goals, minus 119.
Risky move. That over 1.5 might come to bite you in the backside. With how bad these two teams are. Look,
Bad.
Nantes are the trappiest team as a home favourite in the league. They've only won one game this season,
They've only
but they've
been
been
home
the home
favorite
team.
once, so they're 100%
They've been the
acceptable.
home favourite 6 times this season. They've won one of those games, which scares me. Again, I'm not putting my own money on this, but if you want to play from me here, it's Nantes at home.
Now, Jack, the next game is pretty interesting for the last round of the season. We have nice Brest playing, eh?
Finally, it's back.
It's back.
Finally, it's back. And you know what's funny? The time that these guys played earlier in the season, it was also 0-0. So on the score, you had Nice 0-0, and then Brest on the other side. It was quite
And
funny.
the viewers call me immature.
I just had to bring it
No, they
back.
call you lazy,
No, they
not
call me
not not
immature.
immature.
They call me immature.
Okay.
And
Did you
I'm the
see the
youngest
way
one here, and these guys are talking about
this
this
guy
stuff.
this guy over here is talking about immature guys? We were meant to have 2 short forms yesterday, and he outright refused to do 2 short forms and turned our first short form into a long
Because it
form.
was smart.
He wants
It
to
was
talk
smart.
immature.
It was smart.
Uh,
Talk about
give
mature. You're going like this with nice and breasts with a dot.
Okay, whatever. Give me the over 1.5 first half here in this game. I see goals. It's going to be an open game again. Things to be played for here. So give me the goals first half.
Yeah, I think Nice could win this game. They need a win out of this game. I'm just not sure they can keep a clean sheet. I mean, Brest hasn't been spectacular lately, but they are on the 2-game winning streak. They have been scoring goals, Kirk. So I'm gonna go with both teams to score at minus 161.
Yeah, I don't think Nice should be favored this heavily. Yes, they have more to play for, but I'll take Brest on the 1.5.
Now, Kirk, Lyon, and Angers. Lyon, I mean, they could potentially end up in that Conference League spot, even the Europa League spot, depending on Lille's and Strasbourg results. They also need a solid goal difference here just to increase it a little bit. While Angers, I mean, they are safe. They have nothing left to play for. Who do you have here?
Yeah, I'm Lyon in under 4.5 here. But looking at it in more depth, I don't even like Lyon in this game. Actually, no, I do. I always mess up Auxerre and Angers. I guess Angers are in pretty good form as well. 1-2 in a row. No pick from me here. First time ever, no pick from me here altogether. Just so you guys can't complain. Erase my pick, Goran. Say no pick.
So you're scrapping it out? Okay. This is a no pick game for Kirk, just to make it clear, guys. I'm gonna put my money on Lyon for one last time. I'm Lyon -2 plus 127. They have to bounce back. Might as well be at the end of the season, Jack.
Yeah, again, just going with the trend here and going with the data because I don't love this game. Don't really have a good read on it because, as Kirk said, Angers have been playing all right. The thing is, PSG are the only team to have more points per game average than Angers when scoring first, which concerns me. But by the way, they've won 10 games, drawn 2 in those games that they've scored first. Well, they've only scored first in 12 games this season, which isn't that much, really. So give me Lyon halftime, full time. I'll be surprised if Angers get on the scoreboard, to be honest, but I'll just prefer to go here.
I'll give you a player prop. Nicolas Tagliafico, anytime goal scorer.
What number does he wear?
I don't know.
He's playing left fullback, so probably like 3 or 4 or something.
It's got to be 3.
He's a left wing back. Yeah, I know who he is. I'm not keeping track of his digits
Yeah.
back. I don't give a fuck.
No, I just had to put you on the spot.
Jack,
It
we
wasn't
have
putting me on the
Strasbourg.
spot though, because I don't care.
Okay.
Strasbourg and Havre. Now, Strasbourg, I mean, they could have been still in that Champions League battle if they won their last game, but they ended up losing to Angers on the road 2-1. It was a very disappointing result for them. Now, the only thing they can hope for is the Europa League. And maybe if Nice doesn't get a good result, if they get a win out of this one, if Lille doesn't get a good result, they could potentially end up in that Champions League playoff spot.
Yeah.
You didn't say name, but
I think he said me.
I said Jack.
Yeah.
You didn't say
at the beginning.
So here, I again don't really have a big read on this game because I don't watch a lot of Strasbourg football, but I have to look at the big statement, which was the first tie of the season between these two. It was a straight 3-0 on the road for Strasbourg. And you could probably argue that Strasbourg are playing better now than what they were then, despite the little dips in form here and there. But give me Strasbourg -1 here. It's plus money. I am in a bit of shock that it is because they're going to go for a good goal margin at least here to make this one sure. So, yeah, I like Strasbourg -1.
I mean, Kirk, this game could have huge implications for both teams, right? Because we have Le Havre sitting in 16th, which is a playoff spot, 1 point above Saint-Etienne, 2 points below Nantes and Reims. So with a win, they're probably climbing above the relegation zone, but with a loss, they could get straight relegated if Saint-Etienne gets a positive result out of their game.
100%.
So, what's your pick then?
Strasbourg money line, Saint Etienne money line.
So you are completely writing off Le Havre?
Yeah.
He's a man of many words.
He's a man of so many words. It's just unbelievable to listen to him. Man.
I mean, what do you want me to say? The more words I speak, the more immature I get, according to our viewers. So I'll just keep it to a low today.
No, I was just waiting for a girlfriend to walk past one more time behind you.
Might be waiting a while. I don't know.
That's 2 girlfriends featured. I think yours now needs to step in. I think wifey needs to step in, Goran.
No, she's. I don't even know where she is right now. Both teams to score an over 2.5 for me. This one -114. What did you say you're taking, Jack?
You
haven't said anything yet.
He talked about it for like 2 minutes.
There you go.
That's fine. That's fine. Then again, Kirk, I'm going to start with you. Saint-Etienne, Toulouse.
Yeah, Saint Etienne to win, not to lose. You get it?
Okay, you're paying attention. Okay, I get it.
Jack doesn't get it because he'd be cracking up.
No, I did hear. I was just waiting for you to slip. You didn't. Then I would have laughed.
All right, Kirk has Saint-Etienne on the money line. Jack, what do you have?
First half money line again. I think Saint Etienne start the better team. Home team. Toulouse on the road, not the best. And I don't really want to put my faith for Saint Etienne in 90 minutes. I'd rather just go half time. So give me Saint Etienne first half.
Now, wouldn't it be funny if Toulouse finishes the season at a goal difference of a 0, as they are right now?
Hilarious.
Goal difference 0. That would be funny. Yeah, both teams to score
You
over
know,
2.5 for me.
there's actually 9th through 11th all have, or 8th through 10th all have a goal difference of -1.
Yeah, I see that.
And you
8,
know
9, 10,
Tottenham,
and then
they are 17th, one spot off relegation, and they have a positive goal difference. How does that make sense?
that's stupid.
They have a +4 goal difference.
Now my pick, like I said, both teams to score in over 2.5. I think that Saint Etienne can score, but they haven't kept a clean sheet that often this season, and surely they won't be doing it here as well. That's it for the League One. The last game of the video, guys. FA Cup finale. Jack, Crystal Palace and Manchester City at Wembley. It is at Wembley, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Chris Richards
Crystal
is the GQ model for Palace before the game.
What?
Wait, what? What?
You should. Chris Richards is looking like an absolute G in that it's one of the coldest cover photos I've seen for an FA final. He's just looking like a middle-aged homeless dude, but he's got so much aura. I mean, that haircut is insane that he has. But you gotta see it. I'll send it to you guys. It's just Chris Richards, the dog. He learned that fashion from Munich. I mean, I'm proud of him.
I didn't see that cover. Now, Jack, do we think City ends the season without a trophy?
I hope so. I really hope so. It doesn't look like they're getting any charges, despite the 115, which is the game's gone. The game's gone. Regardless, I pray they don't get any silver. And that being said, Palace, they are a City bogey team. You go and look at the head-to-heads for Palace. Palace have given them really tough games over the last 8 years. So it's definitely doable for me. It's going to be low scoring. It's going to be another FA Cup final where it's going to be tense. Palace don't want to lose it. You know, one of their best days in the last decade. They don't want it to slip in the first 10 minutes. So I'm going with the under in this game.
Yeah, Palace certainly doesn't want to lose this game. They want to win it, of course. But I think that KDB gets a send-off with another trophy, since this is his last game for. Well, actually, he's gonna be what? There's 1 or 2 more EPL games that he'll be playing, but he won't be sent out without the trophy, Kirk.
I don't
He's
know.
already got a statue.
That's fine.
You can't carry that thing around though. That thing's.
He can't carry the trophy around either. It's going in the club shop.
At least he can
He's
carry
gonna take
it after
one.
the game. He's not going to bring him a 20-pound steel statue to carry around.
20 pounds? It's probably more than 20
I
pounds.
said 20 tons, not pounds. Well, if I said pounds, I meant tons. But I was going to go with the under.
You'd have been a wise man.
It just doesn't feel right in this game. It just doesn't. It just doesn't feel right. I could see a 2-1 Palace victory. Don't get me wrong. I just don't. I don't think the under feels right to me here, so I have to go with the over.
Yeah, I'll just take City on the money line here, -112. I mean, they are the better team. There's no doubt about it. And I think that Marmoush and Holland and KDB, I think they all have a good game. They might not keep a clean sheet, but I think they can simply outscore Palace here. So I'm taking City on the money line. Kirk has over 2.5. Jack has under 2.5. Well, you guys make your pick which way you want to go. But that's it for this video, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Stay tuned for Sunday. It's going to be a bit bigger. But enjoy your day. Good luck, and we'll see you soon.